Hey friends, welcome back to our channel. I'm Steph.
And I'm Michelle.
We are excited to have you back today for episode 2 of this one room challenge. Today we're going to be focusing on this beautiful built-in cabinetry behind us and how you can customize it and build it on your own to save yourself thousands.
We built our own cabinets for this entertainment center, but you could use stock cabinets. We needed to customize ours for a certain size because of
Ginormous speakers.
So they're concealed back here and you can't see them. But today we're going to show you how you put it all together and customize it with molding and install it to your wall so that it is totally built in and looks custom for your home.
Yeah, and you could use stock or pre-made cabinetry, but because ours, we're concealing these huge speakers and, wall to wall, we did need to make it customized for our space. So in upcoming videos, we will teach you how to build the cabinet carcasses, the bookshelves, cabinet doors, drawers, drawer fronts, like it all. You're gonna be a carpenter after this. So stay tuned. We hope you enjoy this video and be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the episodes in this one room challenge. First, you'll want to take a good look at your space, take some measurements, and come up with a plan. We were able to plot out the way we wanted this to look using the free version of SketchUp found on sketchup.com. It is pretty helpful though to have a rendering with the exact measurements. So take your time in planning, decide what you want up front, and then you'll have a better experience with the build. This is the wall where we are going to do our built-in. We'll have our fireplace in the center, and then on each side we're going to do bottom cabinets and then bookcases on the top. The first thing we've done is using some 2x8s. We have cut them down so that they are actually 7 inches tall, and we have constructed just a simple base, and we are going to secure that to the wall. This will be the base for our cabinetry to sit on. By constructing the base itself separate from the cabinetry, we're able to make sure that this is all level and everything is ready to go before we mess around with putting the cabinets on. And we went for a 7-inch height on the base because we are going to do the same molding technique that we did on the built-in for our little girl's bedroom. So make sure to tap the link above to see that video and you'll see what we're talking about. We are just going to use some MDF to fill in the sides first, and we'll get going on this project. These lower pieces of MDF will actually be the sides of our fireplace mantle. We will use Bondo to conceal the screws, and it will paint up beautifully, which is why we chose to work with MDF. It's also been installed on the top portion so it would create an equal depth for both sections of the built-in, and that will allow us to secure the bookcase portions. And then a piece of sheetrock was secured to the front. As mentioned earlier, this video is more focused on how we put this whole entire built-in entertainment center together, rather than having a bazillion different tutorials in this one video. So we will include a link above for this DIY built-in wall shelves. It's the exact same way we built the shelves for our entertainment center. So if you want more in-depth instructions and dimensions, things like that, go check out that video. The only difference between that project and the entertainment center is we incorporated a backing piece to these. And so you can see in these images that we routed a groove in the back of the bookshelf, and then we were able to slide a piece of wood paneling back there. After we got all 4 bookcases built, we caulked in all of the seams, and then we got busy painting. We love using our Wagner Flexio sprayer, and it just makes a huge project like this go so much quicker. So we did 2 coats of primer, and we sanded lightly before applying paint, since the primer raises the wood grain, and you want to start painting with a nice smooth finish. So make sure to use about a 220 grit and you'll get a nice soft smooth finish. We chose to use the Behr Cabinet and Trim Enamel Paint for our cabinetry, just so it would be a little bit more durable. I didn't want to go through all of this work just to have it getting scuffed and scratched. And I'm kind of a paint snob. I may have mentioned this in other videos, but I love my Behr paint. It's so nice to work with, and it's cheaper than other brands, and I love this navy color from Benjamin Moore, and I just get it color matched right into the Behr paint at Home Depot. So it is called Hail Navy by Benjamin Moore, and I just love it. But I love my Behr paint, so it's a win-win. You get both. So here you'll notice that our countertops have been installed. Again, we're not going to give a tutorial on that in this video, but be sure to subscribe to our channel so you can see an upcoming episode on that. We will show you how we built the top and then what we did to stain it and get it ready for install. I also forgot to mention that each of these bookshelves and cupboard bases, the tall cupboard towers, they were all dry fit into place before we painted, just to make sure that everything fit nicely and we didn't have to make any adjustments. So the bookcases were lifted into place. We made sure that they were flush with the front wall of the fireplace. And once we had all of them in place, we secured them into place with 2-inch brads and our brad nailer. We secured the bookshelves to each other, to the cabinetry on the right hand side, and then also into the MDF piece on the fireplace side as well. Now that all of our built-in entertainment centerpieces are installed and painted, we need to add the finish details with the molding. So we first needed to create a header area above the shelves and 2 cabinet towers on each side. To do this, we attached a cleat to the ceiling and to the top of the cabinet. Then we used scraps of MDF wood to fit between the top of the shelf and the ceiling. The wood was mitered at the corners and then nailed into place. We also planned to install library lights above the shelves, so we drilled holes through the header for the wire to be threaded through. Then we attached crown molding all across the front of this built-in. Then directly under the header board, we secured a 2.5-inch piece of MDF common board just to give it a more finished look, and covered the front edges of that raw MDF on the bookcase. It's important to use wood glue on all of your trim work as well, just to get a nice bond. You don't want anybody pulling on it and ripping it off your built-in. Next, we added all of the vertical trim pieces to cover the raw edges of MDF on each bookshelf. It's also a good idea to use a large level so that you can make sure that these vertical pieces are plumb before securing them into place. After all of the vertical boards have been installed, we moved forward with the horizontal pieces that covered the front edge of the shelf. And you can see here in the video that it just really makes these shelves look thicker and more substantial, creating that custom look. When you're installing these pieces, you'll want to make sure that the top edge of the common board is flush with the top of the bookshelf. So you'll get a nice flat surface, and then you can caulk in any seam that is there. Again, no detailed tutorial in this video for building and installing the mantle surround, but you can check out this video by tapping the link above. This is the exact method that we use to build our fireplace and mantle surround upstairs. The only big difference for our basement surround is that we incorporated a box into the center piece of the mantle to house the center speaker. So basically, we just built 3 boxes out of MDF and secured them into place with the brad nailer. All of the finish work with the trim pieces, molding are the same downstairs as we did upstairs, just so everything would flow nicely throughout the home. The real big difference between the two is that we have a box that houses our speaker downstairs, and we did a different mantle top, which we are going to show you here in a minute. To make this built-in both beautiful and functional, I didn't want this huge speaker showing, so we were able to build a flap door or a hidden door, and we secured it onto the box with a 270-degree hydraulic folding door hinge. We found them on Amazon, and we will link them down below in the description. The hinge does show just a little bit from the underneath side of the mantle, but once the brick is up and everything is finished in the space, I don't think anybody will really even notice this. Not unless you're laying on the floor looking up at it trying to find it. Again, this mantle top is different than our one upstairs. It's essentially like a little lid for the mantle surround. There will be a tutorial coming, so be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss that. And finally, we are ready to install hardware and finish this project off. So we are getting ready to install our hardware on the built-ins today. We are working with Amarok on this, so we'd like to thank them for sponsoring this video. We are going to use the golden champagne color, and it is the stature pole. And they are so stinking pretty. I can't wait to get them on. This color is going to just pop right off that navy. So before we decided what poles we wanted to use for this project, we bought us a little Craig jig to help us put the poles on. But do you see here that our poles are quite large, so our jig's not gonna do anything. So we had to make our own jig, and I want to show you how we did that. I just have a quilting ruler here. I thought would just be handy since it's clear and we were able to see through. So we put a tape line up here, which, I'm gonna come down here and we'll show them, is going to line up with the bottom edge of the cupboard. And then we used our measurements. We figured out how wide that was and centered it. And then we plotted our measurements on here, drilled some holes. So now we can use this as our jig. So we'll just have to line that up where we want it to drill our holes, and everything will be nice and even. So the jig is going to work like this on the left cupboard, and then for the right cupboard door, we'll just turn it this way. And where it's clear, we can still line it up, and it should work beautifully. Once the jig had been positioned into place, we made sure that it was flush with the edge of the cupboard door. We used a clamp just to hold it into place, make sure it didn't slide around on us, and we were able to drill the holes, and this really helped us keep things nice and consistent on each of the cupboard doors. And to protect the doors from getting scuffed up, we did apply some frog tape on the back of the clamp too, so just a little tip for you. Thanks so much for watching our video. We know that was a lot of information, but we do hope you will come back and visit our channel so you can see the additional tutorials that we have coming, so you can learn how to customize a built-in entertainment center for your own home. We really did save a lot of money doing it on our own, and we know you can do it too. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share. And we will also link all of the products used in this video down in the description box below so you can find them easily. And as always, here at Sunnyside Design, we hope to bring your home to the sunny side of the street.